Hey everyone, and we are live post game 3-1. We got to see two more goals, and we got to see how the team reacted to getting scored on. So that was quite interesting. But let's go over to the stadium over with you, Sharon. How did you see the second half?
Well, okay, so that was a much more exciting second half. You always have to wonder what did the coach say in the locker room to have the guys come out the way that they did. Same lineup came back on the field as left the field, and it looked like they were a different squad a little bit. And then being able to get some goals and having Jaime Villarreal score a goal, I mean, that was pretty fantastic with the assist from Derek. So it was it was a it was a good thing. Now I'm going to turn the phone around and you can see the Tower Bridge Battalion. They're pretty excited.
Hmm.
I don't know if you can see that in the background, but
Oh,
this is what
yeah, I
happens
can see
after the
him.
game. So pretty much the sense of everything is it feels almost like normal. It's just not as many people, but pretty
Hmm.
sweet that we won. And now we have the players are saying thank you to the fans. So next game is going to be on ESPN Plus and My 58, so that'll be a good game to watch. Let's see. Here comes. I thought my favorite player tonight was actually Shannon Gomez, even though uh, even though we had other people scoring goals, Shannon worked his little tail off. So
Hmm.
there he is.
Yeah, no, he's been something else. I mean, Shannon, Duke LaCroix. I feel
Yeah.
like both of them are just amazing on the wings. It's awesome that we have two players like that, and I mean we can't forget
Yeah.
about Jordan McQuarrie too, right? So it's great that
Yeah.
we have different options.
So it's all good. There's Ali Caparelli. This is the man, Cappy. Cappy's our equipment manager, and the dude rocks. He's awesome. So yeah, it was quite the. So having Jordan McQuarrie always in the back, ready to go is a real benefit for us. We're very interchangeable, and they picked Derek Carmella as the man of the match, so that was pretty cool.
Mm.
Um, with a goal
Oh
and an
yeah.
assist, that's pretty cool. And then Tucker Bone getting a goal for us, that was a lapse of judgment on their goalkeeper's part. And there's our
Mm.
team physical therapist. There's Katie Norton. Hi.
Hi.
You
Hi.
are. Go Republic, she says. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's our team physical therapist, doctor of physical therapy. She's awesome.
Mm.
So Derek Carmella's leaving the pitch. He did a real quick interview. Felt good. Um, I think players are pretty much heading to the barn. There's very few players left now, which is interesting, except for the ones that had to do the running after the game. We talked about that after the last preseason match, how if players didn't get much of the game or at all any, then they usually have a good training session where they do some running. So we're watching that happen. As far as the 5-3-2, we saw a little bit more of the strategy of the 5-3-2 this time, so that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I gotta say I'm all for Derek being the man of the match for this one. I mean, I was really impressed seeing his one of the few games that he's actually been able to play in the 90 plus minutes, and just how amazing he was throughout the game, and that assist. I mean, he pulls these little plays like I mentioned in during that friendly, right, where he tried to do a couple of little extra plays over in the corner kicks, and it's
Yeah.
awesome. It's great when you get a player that does something out of the norm and just tries to pull a different move on the defender. So
Yep. Yep. It's you can definitely tell that his style is bred of having played since he was probably could barely walk. He's so confident with the ball, you know. So, and that really shows well. Oh, there's Mitch Tainter. There's Mitch. Yeah. And Irina.
I think it's going to be an interesting thing now to, for especially for the coach, right, to just figure out, like, do you have Cam start, or do you like keep giving Derek the chance to start, and now Cam's the super sub, or that
Yeah.
that's going to be
Hey,
interesting.
I'll tell you what, that's a good place to be for any coach to have that kind of talent available, either as a starter or as a sub. All the way around. That's a happy place to be. That's not a bad spot to have those kind of
Yeah.
choices, to have that much depth. Um, that's that's good. That's good.
Another position is on the goalkeeper side, right? I mean, talk about a performance by Tomas, and of course we all know Rafa Diaz and what he's capable of, but they're gonna have an interesting little competition this season, and I don't know. I feel like I'd still give Tomas the chance, but at the same time, I don't know. It's one of those things where Rafa was doing pretty good too, so
Yeah.
another interesting
No, speaking
dilemma.
of Tomas, there he is. There's
No,
Tomas. There he is. And there's Shaz. There's Shaz. Hey.
hey,
Yay. He says hi. He waves. And my sister's talking to Mitch right now and talking about how, yeah, good old Mitch with, yeah, he was talking. Yeah, he wanted that ball passed to him, and we were thinking Mitch was going to score. Yeah, Mitch had the legs. That's so funny. Yeah, I know. We were wondering who would go up top. Yeah, so. Right.
That was the sweetest move.
Yeah.
Running them down.
My
oh, hi
sister.
Tina.
So you're probably really happy to see Jaime come in. That must have been a
Yeah,
good Luis for you. You love watching Jaime play, and and today he actually was on fire. I thought he did a really good job.
it was great actually. I felt like
Hey
Coach listened
Mitch,
to me,
good to
right?
see you too. Yeah, everything good. Yeah, just potting. Just potting.
Oh, Shannon.
Anyhow.
I don't know what you have for wheels,
Anyhow.
man. Those are awesome.
Can you hear my sister in the
Oh
background?
yeah, I could hear.
Yeah. She really knows how to break down the game. So.
Thank you so much.
Tomas, that was good stuff, man.
Yes.
Yeah. Aw.
Yeah.
Way to stop him, Tomas.
Yeah, really,
Yeah.
really amazing stuff.
Good
I mean, it
Oh my
almost
God,
feels like
he
he's been
saved
in
our bacon.
Sacramento for longer than just two
I
official
know.
games.
Right? I know. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I
Well,
feel like
that's
it's been
about
a
a
while
wrap.
since we've had
I
a
don't
good
see any more
second.
players that I can snag or show you a picture of, and I think we're getting close to being booted out. There's hardly anybody left now in the
Oh,
stands, and
wow.
they do yeah, people clear out. Well, they make us clear out fast.
Oh yeah,
It's a
especially
little
at
bit
this
different.
time, right? I know
Yeah.
during the friendly there was a little bit
Yeah.
more
Back again the
time there.
9th? Yeah, 29th we'll be back again.
29th, yeah, we
Maybe
will
we'll
be
be at a
there
different
against
tier.
handball raising.
Oh my God,
uh,
handball raising, Phoenix Rising with the handball. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's who we play. Yeah, our next.
Jared saying that Oprah was in the building. Hashtag everybody gets a goal. That's how it seemed like, Jared. I feel like it should have been like a 5-1, but I'll take a 3-1. But
Yeah.
yeah, it definitely seemed that
So
way.
I put on Instagram, can we play Las Vegas every week?
That would be nice. That
Yeah.
would be great because yeah, like I said in the first half, you could tell this team has a lot of deficiencies, and at the same time, it is a brand new team with Las Vegas too, right? They had a new coach with the great Sharon Dolo, right, from the national team. Who doesn't remember that
Tremendolo?
guy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tremendolo,
it's
yeah.
interesting to see national team guy now coaching,
Yeah.
and his I guess his new times as a coach are being shown.
Yeah. So, well, that's a wrap for me. If you want to break it down, why don't you grab Jared? I don't know if he watched it on ESPN. Jared, did you watch it on ESPN? Why don't
Oh,
we
he may
bring
have
Jared
watched
and
it.
bring Jared on the pod? Have him join because I'm going to be getting in the car.
Yeah, he saw it on ESPN Plus. Jared,
Okay.
do you wanna get on too? If you do, then I'll wait for you here. If you wanna hop
Yeah.
on?
Yeah. Send him the link and then I'll hop off. Okay.
All right. Well, we'll see if Jared's good. Thank you, Sharon, as always, for being there, for being our eyes in the stadium. I'll be
Sure.
joining you back on the 29th, so should be an interesting
Okay.
match.
Are we going to put a pod together ahead of that or after the next game so we can tell people
Yes.
to look for us knuckleheads, chatting about soccer again.
Yes, we are going to break down this game. Of course, I maybe with Michael possibly too, if he gets a chance to watch the full game, and we'll be posting the pod here in the next couple of days. So yeah, and then we'll be
Okay.
looking at the next matchup against Orange
Okay.
County, which is going to be another great game.
Okay. All right. I'll talk to you later and thank you, Jared, for taking over. Bye.
All right, Jared. Thank you. All right, Jared. Well, let's go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and have Jared join. And Jared, if you're listening right now, I sent you the link to join on Twitter. So if you want to check that out, and so we can have you on here. So let's go ahead there. Awesome. Also, Sharon mentioned it earlier too, but thank you so much to everyone who tunes in to our live shows, who listens to the podcast. We keep seeing the numbers grow each day, and we really appreciate that as well. So thank you so much for that. Um, to everyone who's tuning in right now, give us your thoughts on the game. Who was your man of the match? I know that most people might say Derek, but I'm interested in hearing if anyone else thought that someone else also was deserving of the man of the match, or maybe your second man of the match if it's Derek. So our next match is going to be against Orange County then on the it's not this Saturday, but it's the following Saturday on the 22nd at OC at 7 p.m. a little bit earlier. Of course, on our good old ESPN Plus. I think it might be on my 58 as well, if I'm not mistaken. So please check that out. And then, of course, our next home match is on the 29th of this month against the team I like to call Handball Racing, because we all know what happened last year. So they're going to be called Handball Racing until maybe we beat them in the playoffs. Then we could leave that in the past, and they'll be back to being what is it? If Jared, if you're on Maricopa Racing, or the city that they moved to Racing. So that should be a really interesting matchup too. Oh, great. We have Jared join us. Hey, Jared, how's it going?
Oh, it's going excellent, especially after a game like that.
Yeah, I agree. It was a game that I thought we could have won by more, but I'll take the win any day. But there are some things that coach has to take a look at in terms of an error here and there. But other than that, I thought the team played well, especially reacting right to that unfortunate PK that I think could have gone either way. It just all happened so quick, and it was even hard to see it on the replay on what had happened. But
yeah, there were a lot of calls that didn't get picked up, unfortunately. I mean, the call that Tucker Bone pretty much got mowed over and practically by the goal, gets nothing. But then Las Vegas does more diving acts than at Treasure Island, and they get the cards going for them. So that really didn't help our cause. But thankfully, with the opportunities that the Republic FC have been creating all night, that didn't really have much of a factor, thankfully.
yeah. So who was your man of the match?
Yeah, I know this is first season here, but I got to go with Tucker Bone. I got to say it. I'm a Bone thug.
Yeah, he's been He's been something else. I mean, he hasn't played all that much yet, right? I mean, he got a starting role in this game, but yeah, I'm really impressed at how he gets his opportunities and he just defines them, right? He knows what he's there for, and he does the job, and it's quite interesting, right? Like coming from Reno, like this guy feels Sacramento already. He's putting Reno in the past.
Yeah, and the fact that he is also coming from Cam's alma mater, Jesuit High School,
Mm.
there's starting to be a USL factory of talent. I mean, it seems like it. I mean, that's one thing Sacramento can rest its hat on. I mean, I know Cam, unfortunately, didn't he get injured from a hamstring against Los Dos? Because I thought that was his injury.
So what I was hearing is that he got injured in training, during these, 10 days that the team was off. And so, yeah, it was more due to that, which is, it's a shame. And I really think that the
Yeah.
USL needs to figure out scheduling a little bit better, because as much as it's good to get a lot of rest, 10 days seems like a bit too much when you're
Yeah.
starting off.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, here we have Phoenix, LA, and other teams that are playing more games, and we're just barely finishing our second this far into May. I mean, I think we could probably use a little bit of this kind of rest further on in the season, maybe middle of the season, July, August, when the heat really is on. But we're just the fans. We're not the scheduling experts.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, we have no say in that too. But yeah, I mean, really interesting stuff. Well, actually, now that we take a look at scheduling and whatnot, as I glance at the standings at the moment too, in our Western Conference Pacific, Orange County hasn't played a game at all. Like 0 games played. Other conferences have a couple other teams that have 0 matches played. So. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's wrong there, but it could be a plus for us, right? Orange County has yet to play a game, so we don't even really know what to expect from them in the next match, because we haven't even really seen them.
Yeah, I still consider Orange County a dark horse. I mean, they always sneak out from somewhere. They've always been a problem for us. This year, I believe they picked up Adam John. Of course, they still have Innevoldsen, who, I mean, he was amazing for us a couple years ago with that Innevoldsen Iwasa tandem. But he's still proven to be a pain for anyone that plays Orange County. So, yeah, they haven't played anybody yet, but they're going to be a force to reckon with in the Pacific Division.
Oh yeah, they're always definitely a really talented team. They're always up there trying to fight for playoffs and much more than that, right, to get to the championship. And it's going to be interesting, right? I mean, we get Orange County, we get Phoenix Rising. I think last year we had a similar situation too, right? Where we had these two teams kind of like cross against each other, not too far away. And so it's going to be interesting, I think. And we've played against pretty complicated Los Dos and Las Vegas Lights. They're the Lights, right? They're just
Well, let's also remember the 2019 match at Cashman Field. I mean, I was there. We held out pretty good the first half, but then they just completely destroyed us in the second half. So I can't really take the Lights too lightly. Yes, I know that was a pun, but still, Las Vegas is a team you really don't want to take the foot off the pedal.
Oh yeah. It's always those teams that other teams seem to have like a goal fest against that might not always be a goal fest for us, right? If not, we could think back to Timbers 2 last season, right? Where we had games that we kept asking for the goal fest and kept being like just really close games. And
yeah. I really do wish we were able to play them this season, but of course, Timbers 2 taking the season off to better appropriate how they're going to handle their players going up to MLS. But I believe they should be back next year. We really could use the easy goals against them again.
Yeah, especially in a group that is really competitive. I mean, Lights and maybe Tacoma are the weaker sides, I would say, in the
Yeah,
division.
I would
But
say
I
so.
mean, yeah, you look at all the other teams. Even though I gotta say the Loyal hasn't won and they've lost both of their games, they're still difficult. I don't even know how they didn't even get a point on like one of their first games. But
Well, we got to remember who San Diego played in their first match. Phoenix is still upset about the whole USL Championship final not getting played. So, unfortunately, San Diego was the first one to receive the punch.
yeah, unfortunately, right? What a way to have to start against them at I don't even where is it that they play now too, right? Maricopa or
Somewhere. I mean, by 2028, they're going to be playing somewhere out in Mars, just like that meme I posted.
oh, that's true, yeah.
But yeah,
They're
I've
gonna
taken a look at where they're playing at now, Wild Horse Pass Stadium, which is out in Chandler, which is in the Southeast Valley, practically across the highway from where I was working up until a year or two ago. There's no transit options out there aside from the pub to pitch shuttle that they offer. In fact, that's probably going to be my best option because they do pick up from a bar in downtown Phoenix, and they take the bus to a couple other pubs and then to the stadium, and then they go right back. So that's probably going to be the best option for any fans that are coming in from out of state for the matches in August and October. Other than that, expect quite a bit of Uber or Lyft to spend to get out to the matches there.
oh, yeah, that's gonna be quite an adventure just to get to
Yeah.
their stadium and whatnot. So yeah, but of course that's all the way out there, and I think it's actually great, right, that we play against them more later on the season, and that way we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna be in a much better position. The coach is gonna have a much more defined team, and we're gonna have much more games with the experience already too. So that
Ab-
should be something else.
Absolutely. And of course, the heat's always going to be a factor in August. October, it wavers off a little bit, but October is also going to be where it all kind of comes to a head. Hopefully, we'll be still higher up in the standings, maybe even fighting Phoenix off for a one seed. But that's all the way there. Let's just see what we can do with May, because so far this May has been great for us.
Oh yeah, yeah. We need two more matches in May, and hope that all is good because we do have a really busy June, right? And after we
Yes.
visit good old Orange County next Saturday, we have a 3 home game stretch, which is one of those things where we have to take advantage of, right? We get Phoenix on the 29th, we get the Roots on the 2nd, Orange County again on the 5th. That's going to be interesting, right? We play Orange County in a matter of about like 2.5 weeks, and it's going to be an interesting matchup in 2.5 weeks and how that'll go down. Of course, we play Phoenix again in June, and so a lot of these things are going to become like multiple games. I don't know how you feel about playing teams like 4 times versus just twice a year, but yeah,
Well, I mean, it gives us a good chance to find out how we fare against the other teams. I mean, repeatedly, it gives us a better chance to understand their strengths and weaknesses, and hopefully we can take that to our advantage. Uh, as far as the June games, I am seriously eyeing on going to the Oakland match on the 19th. That's for two things. One, because it'll be a first ever Republic FC match in Oakland. And two, with a lot of things opening up after June 15th, I am hoping this club I used to go to in San Francisco will actually be open after the match. So Republic FC at 5 p.m., DNA Lounge at 9 p.m. in San Francisco. Who knows?
Yeah, that's a good point, right? Because right now it's not the easiest thing to get tickets, right? Last time I checked on the Roots website, it wasn't as easy, but actually now I'm actually on the Roots website right now, and as I say that, it actually seems like they do have tickets potentially. From what I'm seeing, I think you have to buy a 4-pack of tickets, which actually isn't too bad, right? So it gives you 4 tickets to the game plus 4 drinks and 4 Roots branded stickers, which of course that's our rival, but I gotta say they have a really cool logo. I wouldn't mind having one of those stickers around. And it seems like anybody could actually purchase it. So if you're watching right now and you actually want to go to that game, it seems like you might be able to purchase tickets right now. I'm not trying to advance right now, but yeah, it seems like you might be able to purchase. So go check it out on Oakland Roots website. I think you can get tickets for that game.
And for those that don't drive, you can still get there easily. I mean, from Sacramento, you just take Amtrak over to Richmond. Richmond, switch over to BART, and then get off at I believe the Lake Merritt station. And it's just a little bit of a walk from there.
Yeah. And I mean, that's a sweet deal, right? I mean, it's $20 a ticket, $80 for the 4 tickets. And you're not just getting 4 tickets, you're getting drinks, these Root stickers. If you want to substitute the drinks for beer, that's $85 instead of $80, which is just $1.25 more per ticket. I mean, that's a sweet deal. I gotta say, for like for a game on a Saturday at 5:10 p.m. in the Bay Area. That's amazing. I thought it would be more expensive, honestly.
Yeah, that is a great deal. I mean, I've even seen for the Oklahoma City Energy FC for some of their matches. Granted, their Eastern Conference now, they've had some pretty decent deals. Now, as far as if I'll be making it to the match this Sunday, that's still kind of up in the air, given my other reason for the trip. But who knows? I mean, I may still go. It's just really up in the air. But no, as far as the Oakland match, I mean, it's definitely a great deal, because even just getting 4 beers is at most venues is probably going to run you close to $60 or $80.
Yeah, no, they don't say if someone wants a refill how much that would be, but it seems like at least you get one, right? I guess, and then get a discounted price one too. Which, I mean, I'm really surprised that they actually have these deals right now, because I would assume that they're just going to pack the stadium, and that even us trying to find a ticket would be difficult, because it's Oakland. Oakland's having issues with their pro teams, right? I mean, the Raiders left, the Warriors essentially left to San Francisco. Now they're saying the A's might leave if they don't score like a new stadium deal. So things are unfortunately not as great for them right now, right?
Well, that is true. That they have stated that if the Howard Terminal stadium deal does not go through, then the A's may end up moving to another city. And I am hearing word that Vegas looks to be a big contender, which, given the fact that the Raiders have moved to Vegas and now possibly getting the A's, it's really not going to look favorable as far as Vegas goes in Oakland's eyes. But then again, there's also Marshawn Lynch's arena football team, the Oakland Black Panthers, that play in the IFL. They actually play against the local team here, the Arizona Rattlers. So not all is lost for Oakland, but this is definitely a good chance for Oakland to get on the big stage soccer-wise.
Oh yeah, and that's why I think that they could have much more fans, right? As one of the few like athletic teams that is going to be competing in Oakland this year. It's like I would expect them to have a different atmosphere when you go to games, and that's why I'm kind of surprised that they still even have the tickets here. That they might even ask like, "Hey, are you a Roots fan?" or because it is called the Roots Fan Pack. So not quite sure. Again, whoever can get him, I have to see if my thing's not loading right now. But if they ask you if you're a Roots fan and that's the only way we can go, then we'll just say we are. But then when you get there, just have a hoodie and have the Sacramento jersey below, and then just take off the hoodie and be like, "Oh, you know what? I'm sorry." They're actually good for Sacramento now.
It's like, I'll be a Roots fan up until the first minute. Then we have to let our roots show.
No, that's true. Yeah. We'll say, well, I'm a Roots fan, but I didn't say what kind of roots, right? I'm a Sacramento Roots. Yeah, it's not my I don't have Bay Area roots in me. Yeah, so that's going to be an interesting matchup. Again, that's Saturday, June 19th at 5:10 p.m. I'm actually surprised that it was at 5. I was kind of hoping it would be at 7, so you can kind of do one of those days where you go to the Bay Area, you enjoy the Bay, and then watch a game at night. But I guess I'll take 5:10, considering that the weather's would be much nicer than anywhere here in the Valley.
That, and also it's Oakland. You got to kick off at 5:10.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. That could be another reason why there too. So yeah, it should be really, really interesting. Really looking forward to that. I mean, I'm looking forward to all the games we're playing against Oakland this season, because I really think that'll be our next rivalry right there. Now that Reno's gone, and
Yeah.
it's up to us, right? We'll win that very first. Well, we could consider the preseason game as like a first, but I guess officially we should say this game, because it is in the league, right? But if we look at the preseason, we had no problem beating them. So hopefully that's a sign of good times to come.
Yeah, there's been all sorts of improvements since that preseason game. I mean, especially the field. The field looks a lot better compared to when we were taking on Real Monarchs in the preseason. I mean, it looks much less of a patch job here and there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, things are getting much better. And speaking of patch job, right, the field seemed like it was better than during the preseason, right? I mean, still it's a progress, but at least it looked like it was a little bit better than what we saw a couple of weeks back.
Yeah, I mean, the boys were able to just jump on the ball and react quicker, not having to worry about hitting a rough patch, the brown spot, losing footing or anything like that. I mean, injuries still happen, of course, but, there's a lot less likely having decent conditions there at Heart Health Park.
Yeah, I hope it gets better for the 29th, because they're going to need to have a pretty good pitch for that game, because it's going to be so intense that we don't want, just the issue with the pitch to be a cause of like an injury, right? Or a PK or just whatever, right? And we know PKs are out there, and we got to watch out for those hands, because you just don't know what can happen, and it doesn't always mean a penalty. It sometimes means a goal.
Yeah.
And so we gotta watch for that. Oh, hey. Sharon is back.
She joined us after all.
Hey, you guys.
Hey.
So what you been talking about?
So what we're going to be looking forward to the upcoming games, right? So we have a very busy June month ahead of us, right? Oakland Roots twice, especially the away game at Oakland, and apparently a family 4-pack that Oakland Roots is offering on their website, which not quite sure if we can get tickets yet, but it seems like we might be able to, because it seems like...
Oh, I'm buying them. I'm buying a 4-pack. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was mentioning to him... Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Jared. What were you saying?
Oh, I was mentioning to Luis as well that if I can time it right, I can go for the Republic FC match at 5:10 p.m., and then if they're letting people into the DNA Lounge, there's a club I used to go to every so often in San Francisco, so I could easily hop the BART, get off at Civic Center, and hopefully do some victory dances at the DNA Lounge.
Well, that would be fun. And it turns out everybody's beating Oakland, so, you'll probably end up with a victory dance.
Yeah, I mean, I saw how Oakland fared against Phoenix. It was not pretty.
No, Phoenix was not a pretty match. I felt bad for them. I think they ended up pulling 1 goal back, but I don't remember if they did. I watched the match, sort of. I was curious to see how they played, or maybe I stopped watching after Phoenix scored 3 goals. I think that's what it was. I think I stopped watching after 3 goals. Yeah.
No, she didn't score a goal. It was a 3-0, actually, so they haven't scored a goal yet.
Okay. Well, there's always tomorrow.
It was probably the Phoenix-San Diego game we were thinking of that San Diego at least scored. That's right.
Yeah, I think you're right there. You're right. San Diego did at least score. I'm probably very illegal right now, holding my phone. I'm driving, but I'm watching the road. I'm not looking at the phone. So I just wanted to check back in with you guys before I called it, and I just was curious to see how are going. Looking forward to the next match. And I'm sorry, Tina, if you're watching right now, I didn't get a chance to get you some stickers, but definitely send us your address and we'll mail some to you. But it would be better to give them to you in person. So if you're watching, Tina, sorry I didn't get a chance to see you.
Oh yeah, actually, she told me that she had to actually go real quick after the game too. So she'll be back at the next game. So we'll definitely give her some stickers at that game.
Okay. All right.
And speaking of that game too, right? You're still going, right, Jared? I know we mentioned that you were, but how's that?
To the May 29th match, most definitely. I mean, there was that tweet by Coach Briggs, so.
Oh yeah, no, shout out to Coach Briggs. I mean, that was so amazing that, he saw your tweet and he just commented and he's gonna make it happen, and it's awesome. Hopefully he gives you like a VIP section or something, right? Because you're making that travel, and that would be that'd be great.
They're so stingy right now with everything, and they're so strict. Tonight they were very strict. I tried to bring in my clear water bottle. I mean, the one that they give us, they give you a water jug and a preseason game and had water in it. But tonight, no, they're not. They're really strict on everything. They're very strict on the VIP. They don't allow singles in the VIP single. It's a really different environment. So let's hope by the time May 29th rolls around that we are in the yellow tier or something where it's not quite as strict.
Yeah, I still have my clear bag from the Vegas match a couple years ago. I'll have to dig that up then.
Yeah, they're requiring it, but they do provide bags outside, at least today. They're chintzy. They're like, the plastic bags that they give away, not a good one like what we got, but they have plastic bags with like a drawstring that you can transfer your goodies into to start getting used to the clear plastic rule. I was glad that San Jose Earthquakes instituted it a couple of years ago, because I even have a fanny pack from an earthquake match, that they were giving away, just like Sac Republic gave away the clear bags in the season ticket holder, for the season ticket holders. We all got a clear bag from them. So pays to be a season ticket holder.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Nice.
All right, men. I am in traffic now, so I probably will again sign off. And thank you again, Jared, for jumping on, and I appreciate the conversation that you and Luis had. And we'll see you on the 29th. Okay?
I'm already waiting at Sky Harbor.
Okay. All right, guys. See you later. Bye, Luis.
All right,
Drive safe.
Yeah, I know how you must feel, right? I mean, it's been way too long, right? It's been a long time. Actually, no, you went to the playoff game, right? In Phoenix?
Yeah, I went to the playoff game, but the last home game, I think, was during the state fair in 2019 against Portland.
Oh, yeah, I went to that one too. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, during the state fair. Yeah, those good old state fair games. I mean, you get state fair admission and you get the game, and it's such a good deal. And I don't think it's gonna happen this year, since I don't think state fair is happening, or might be limited, or might be.
They were postponing it from my understanding. But it seems like Phoenix is trying to take a page out of the Republic FC's playbook as well, because the Arizona State Fair, which usually happens in October at the Veterans Memorial Stadium in Central Phoenix on 19th Ave McDowell, they're looking to temporarily, for this year, have it at Wild Horse Pass Casino, which is also where the new Rising FC Stadium is at. So they're trying to copy from our book now.
Oh, yeah. Well, that makes sense, right there. And they're trying to get people out there, right? Because they're just in a scramble, right? Moving and all that. And I know a couple of fans who actually stopped even just looking at the team, because they can't even go to games, right? Because like you said, it's just a whole maze to even get to the stadium. And a lot of people who supported them lived closer to them, and now they're like real far from them. So it's a shame for those fans, right? Because they do have a really good fan base, I gotta say.
Yeah, their fan base has definitely grown over the past couple of years, but now this move, yeah, and it's just my opinion. It seems like it alienates the West Valley. The other Phoenix-based teams, it seems like a lot of the East Valley folks are saying that, for example, the Arizona Coyotes, Arizona Cardinals, because it's so far out west in Glendale, that they're the ones feeling alienated out in the East Valley. And this is like a direct opposite.
Yeah. No. That's a shame. Yeah, because I wouldn't be happy if my team moved real far. I can't imagine if Sacramento moved to like Chico, for example, right? And then I'm like, oh wow, they're all the way they're 3 hours away. um, that would be something else. But all right, well, thank you again, Jared, for being on here, for jumping on to talk about tonight's game. To everyone watching right now, tune into our podcast. We are going to be giving our thoughts on the game. We're going to actually go more thorough on what happened in tonight's game, and also give a little quick preview to that next game that we're going to be playing against OC on May 22nd at 7 p.m. over in Championship Stadium, which is a nice little venue. It'd be really cool to go. I don't even know if they're selling tickets at the moment. I think I didn't see people at one of their games that I saw. But we'll see. But it should be an interesting game. We always have, I think, interesting matchups at OC. And again, after that, it's a 3 home game stretch. And let's hope for the best, because if we get 3 points out of those 3 games, we're going to be in a really good spot. So those 3 games are with some of our most competitive teams in the group. So looking forward to that. But yeah, thanks, Jared. And really looking forward to seeing you on the 29th. And again, we're going to do more live shows during that game. And so we'll definitely invite you to be on and join us for those.
Absolutely. So looking forward to the 29th. But first, let's crush those oranges.
Oh, yeah. Let's drink some orange juice and move on over to the handball rising afterwards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hope that they don't use their hands, right? They gotta, I don't know what they have to do, right? Just so they don't use their hands, but
We may have to call Darth Vader, we know he's handy with the lightsabers. It's like, sliced off hands and whatnot.
That's true, yeah. No, too bad it's not on May 4th, right? That would have been a right day for it.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, cool. Well, have a good night, everyone. Thank you again for tuning in, and we will see you next time here on State of the Republic podcast. Bye, everyone.
Have a good night, everybody.